He's like, he's fantastic.
I agree.
I agree.
See you at the party, Richter.
Get down! Look out! Come
Do it, I'm
on!
here.
Come
Kill me, I'm
on!
here.
Kill me! I'm right here.
He's great.
If it bleeds, you can kill it.
So last year,
Yeah, man.
you're getting ready this time of year. The preschool start, teachers go in and they do their little trainings and all this stuff like that. And so we had to upload inspirational quotes to this Google thing, so that
Nice.
because of COVID, like, oh, we all need some inspiration this year. And so the first thing that popped into my head was, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
That's awesome.
And I sent them that, and they're like, "What is this? What are you talking about?" I was like, what are you bleeding? Like, it's the most inspirational quote of all time. Like, if it, like, you see that it can bleed, he beat the damn predator. What do you
That's right. Saves the
All these
world.
ladies-
How you like
Yeah,
them
I mean-
apples? I always like the Conan. What is the what is the meaning of life? What is great in life, or whatever? So
you mean
good.
here? Let me have. I guess you haven't seen this one because it's been a while.
For those of you guys who are wondering, what the hell are we doing? I had a quick technical issue, and I'm fixing it, but we're almost there, about a minute away.
Man, you didn't have to explain, Clint. You should just came in and said, "You're welcome."
I had to explain.
You're welcome.
Can you see my camera, Dustin?
I can't. All I can see is
Oh.
verses.
Oh, never mind. Remind me to show you.
Sweet.
It's just a big old dick pic, but
Hey-o! It's just bumping iron.
Lots of iron. Popping and popping. Okay.
Imagine.
God, I wish I had a picture of Natchet when he had that black hair.
All right, now.
So good.
Now we're getting down.
You mean the long black?
Yeah,
we got four.
The James Earl Jones hair. Come to me, my child.
I gotta.
You look like Falsa Doom, bro.
I gotta find one he does.
You guys ready to party?
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's do this. All right. Here we go.
All right, loosen up.
Yeah.
Wind in your neck, mate. That's a bang.
Today's Verses is brought to you by Bang Energy Drink.
Bang.
Why go to sleep early when you can bang?
When you can bang your friends.
You didn't have to spell it out, dude.
Oh, sorry.
That was a good joke. You just spelled it out.
Totally.
All right,
if
here
you
we
like
go.
Bang, if you like Bang, try their new flavor, Finger.
Oh no.
Yeah. The new energy drink Blast.
Oh boy. Oh boy, guys! I think it's time to. To do it. To get with this. If you're listening out there, say hello in the chat because it's time to party. Hey, you're not Clint Baker. What the hell is going on here? Bye, Dustin.
I'm Blint Caker.
There we go. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Clint. I am back with another episode of Versus. I'm going to have Curtis and Dustin in here with me. We might have Bujo Partida. We might have that James guy. And anybody else that wants to jump on, any of my buddies out there, any of my YouTube buddies that want to get in on the stream, hit me a private message and I'll shoot you a link. Man, this is going to be an exciting show. Today's show is a good one. It's the Suicide Squad versus Suicide Squad. What? How can you do that? There's people on both teams. That's ridiculous. Before we get into it, let's get the guys in. Let's get the guys. What's up, Rajneesh Sharma? Hey, Clint, great seeing you, as always. It's always good to see you in the chat, man. Here's my other buddies that you don't know, but hopefully we'll catch you in this show more often, and you'll make friends with Dustin and Curtis. Boom!
Heyo.
What's up, dudes?
Hello.
How you guys doing, man?
Doing good. Fantastic.
Very well. Very
Yeah.
well. Thank you.
Very fantastic. All right, man. I'm excited, man. Today's going to be a good thing. Last week was super fun. I knew it would be cool, but like afterwards, I was like, all week I was pumped. You know what I mean? So I was like, I love that, and I look forward to the other show that I do on Fridays. But I've been jonesing to have a good time on online with some friends, and I've been doing these black shirts things for a while, and I'm glad to be doing this versus thing. So. So, Curtis, thank you for lighting a fire under my ass. And Dustin, thanks for hanging with me every Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Before we get started, guys, I need you guys to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and let your friends know about this show so we can grow and get rich. And then we can do this 7 days a week. This is all we're going to do. We're just going to hang out and argue and talk about stuff. It'll be fun.
We need some sponsors. So if you're sponsors out there, like Hims, I could
Hims?
use a new head of hair.
Yeah, Hims, or maybe a little Bang energy drink. That would be awesome. Man, I'm excited. I got a notification on my YouTubes. Could it be that the Versus show is on? What is this? Who's interrupting my show? Oh, it's Robert Meyer Burnett. He's interrupting my show to let me know that he's on. I'm on, Robert. How can I watch you if I'm?
It's like a paradox. It's like
wait, Robert's on.
Robert, yeah,
Robert's on?
I'm part of the Post Geek Singularity, and I can't. Yeah, I can't watch his show because I'm doing a show. So yeah. So anyway, well let's jump into this thing, man.
I'm recording it on my VHS. So.
Oh, awesome. Well, it's fun. It's fun because Rajneesh, thank you for liking and subscribing, man. We really appreciate that. This show is fun. We try to get a format, but it's not super set in stone. We might go off on different tangents and rabbit holes, and that's what makes it fun. We want to create an environment that is kind of like when you hang out with your friends and talk about stuff. So, if you're stuck at home and you can't go out into the world because we're living in the apocalypse, you can hang out on YouTube and it feels like you're hanging out with your friends. You know what I mean? And hopefully we get more and more subscribers and there's like-minded people in the chat and we can have a good time. Also, I encourage you guys to talk and get into discussions, argue in the chat, but do it nice. You're going to do that? Be nice. We're not here. I mean, it's like when my friend says, "Yeah, man, we really whooped them last night in the Cowboys game." I'm like, "What do you mean we, dude? You're not.
Yeah.
You didn't play. You don't go to football practice. You don't get paid. What do you mean we?" And a lot of people do that. With their fandoms, they're attached. So they're like, they'll get into a screaming match with somebody over DC or Marvel, and you're not part of Marvel. If you're a comic book artist for Marvel, then you can be a dick if you feel like living your life that way. But if you're just a fan, man, we're all fans. We all like stuff. We all have different tastes, and so it's okay to like other things and disagree. What's cool is that we all like similar things, and we should be having fun, and a little bit of debate's fun sometimes. So I just want to tell you guys, just be nice. If you're going to get into it in the comments, don't be a dick, because we all came here to have fun. That's what we're here for. That being said, let's get into this, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's fight like a couple of manatees.
Yeah.
Just like,
I feel like a manatee right now.
yeah, me too.
I just had a salad that was I just had a salad that was like 3 times the size of a salad I should be eting.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a lot of roughage.
Yeah, a lot of croutons in the salad. All right, let's get into it. All right. The subject of the week is Suicide Squad. Which one was better? Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad? And
to clarify, which one is The Suicide Squad?
I'm going to let you know right now. And there's a 2016 Suicide Squad.
Mm.
The first one that was directed by David Ayer, and then there is the James Gunn version that's a 2021, 5 years later, Suicide Squad. That's the Suicide Squad. Rather than calling it Task Force X or
Right.
something that we could all keep track of, they just said, just throw a "the" in front of it. It reminds me of like us doing band names. Oh, dude, we'll just call it the so-and-sos. And,
Yeah.
it's silly. It's bad for SEO on the internet. And I think it's hilarious. Like, what are you going to do? Erase all that other stuff? If you look up, not to go on a rant, but if you look up Will Smith's character, Deadshot, Idris Elba is next to the character cartoon. It has Idris Elba. I'm like, even Google can't keep track of this. So we'll get into all that. But overall, guys, what did you think? Which one? Like, just a quick thing, and then we'll go through. We're going to talk about the cast.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the story. We're going to talk about how it was made, as in how it looks and appearance-wise, aesthetically, and all that. And then which one would you see again? So getting started. Overall, what did you think? Which one did you like better? Either one of you guys.
How about you, Curtis? What do you think?
I went into. I just watched both of them. I'm not a big DC guy. Movie wise, but I didn't have that much interest. But I did want to see the James Gunn one, and I just yesterday and part of today watched both of them, and I was very pleasantly surprised with both of them. I thought they were both pretty damn good movies. I would say
they both have their merits.
This is coming from a Marvel guy. Show him how much of a Marvel guy you are. Dude, he's got the Gauntlet way before they made any of the Gauntlet movies.
Right.
This is about 15 or 20 years old now, and nobody knew what it was for ever.
I did.
I
thought it was cool.
What is a Mind Stone? What is a Gauntlet? Oh, like Gauntlet, like that video game from
totally.
Space, time, reality, power, mind, soul. If you get them all, you're basically a god. And
So so overall, you liked them both?
I very much liked them both. I would say right now, on the very first viewing, on a recent viewing, I like the James Gunn one better. But I wasn't even aware of the controversy. Apparently, Ayers didn't like his cut. So, I mean, you can kind of tell where it changes tonally, but we can get into that later. I would say I liked both of them, and for me, the James Gunn one wins right now.
I'm right there too. I think the James Gunn one is a piece of, like, he tried to make a piece of art that was entertaining, and the Ayers one is like a comic book movie that's well done. And I think, but the Ayers gets an honorable mention for the Joker section. And I know that's kind of a controversial, position to take, but I think that the whole movie is worth seeing just for Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker. I think it should hold a place in the pantheon. I even like the Ayers Leto Joker better than the recent Joker, the we are in a society Joker.
Yeah, that is Jared Leto.
I know it's Jared Leto, but it's not the same Joker.
Yeah.
It's a reimagining of the Joker by a different director. I like Gangster. You like
Juggaloker.
Yeah, I like Juggaloker.
I don't like
a grill.
Juggaloker.
I like the grill. That's, if Joker was to go down in real life, I think that's how the Joker would be. What is it, Payaso?
Payaso.
I think he'd be more like Payaso. He'd have like a clown tattoo on his face, and he'd shoot a gun like this.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah. If the Joker was real, he'd be like a Juggaloker.
No.
Yeah. Hate to tell you.
No. Maybe nowadays. That's a good.
So
I've never heard that.
You think he'd be in like a nice little purple pinstripe suit and be
yes, he's the Joker.
yeah.
Dude,
no way, dude.
I couldn't handle the cackle.
Yeah.
That was the deal. It's like, you sounded more like Burgess Meredith's penguin from the old,
totally.
Yeah.
No offense to Jared Leto, man. He's a fantastic actor. I was so fired up to see his version of the Joker. Like, he's such a great actor. And I was like, what? I couldn't handle it. And then I was talking to a buddy, to our buddy Clink, and I was like, dude, also he was too pretty. Like his eyes, like you could see his blue eyes sparkle, and I'm like, dude, I want to see.
I do get lost in his eyes.
What's Groot and Goblin's name from Boondock Saints?
Oh, he would have been great as a
Willem,
Joker.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, dude, that guy needs to be. And I know he's older.
I see you sparring with the gull.
I know he's older, but geez, I know, and
That
all
would
these
be
all these shows are trying to get younger
Yeah.
people to play these people so they can continue them for years. But holy crap, dude! Like I just don't feel like he fit in for me. You know what I mean? And that was a big. I even thought about it to the point where I thought if they pulled Jared Leto out of the Air cut, I think I would like it, or not the Air cut, but the first one.
Right.
We're hoping for that. If you hear the words Air cut from anybody, the first Suicide Squad movie they got their movie edited by a trailer company. Warner Brothers did a quick knee-jerk reaction because Deadpool had just come out and just blew the doors off the cinema, and they had just had Batman versus BVS and Man of Steel, and that were dark movies. So all of a sudden they see Deadpool and they're like, "Oh, we need some fun, crazy stuff." So they did a trailer for the movie, and it tested so well. Everybody loved the trailer. It was so exciting and fun looking that they went ahead and hired a trailer company to edit the movie. They hadn't even edited movies. They were just a trailer company. And so the talk is that they kind of screwed up David Ayer's vision of the movie. And so there's been a lot in nerd news about that lately. And what we're hoping, a lot of us are all hoping that they release the Ayer cut, because we got the Snyder cut, and that was awesome. It was great, and
These motherfuckers still think there's a Santa Claus.
Yeah, instead of
kick rocks, nerd.
Instead of these fucking these executives doing focus groups or reactions to what other movie companies are doing, they're like, we need the Avengers. We're gonna, it's like, dude. Just let these guys do what you hired them to do. And you think the guy who directed Training Day is going to be doing a Deadpool movie? I mean, he did a fun movie, but it's going to be an intense movie. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And so I don't know. I hope we get to see this guy's vision, because this guy there'd been rumors, and he confirmed recently that there is an Ayer cut. As far as I'm concerned, they asked other actors, like John Cena was like, I don't see why they wouldn't. If they got it, do it for the fans. Yeah. They got a platform. They got HBO Max. If you've got it, it costs nothing. Release it. Maybe you'll get some more subscribers.
Make more money. Like that DVD, that DVD's going to come out, make more money. Like
these people hate money.
Yeah, like why would there's no reason not to do it, like unless there's some weird ego thing that but I mean, if we've got the internet screaming for it, just do it. You know what I'm saying? So if I slip up and I say Ayer cut, it's because that's going on. So the first movie, I did really think that you know what? If there was no Joker in this movie, I might like the movie more. That's how little. But I'll tell you what, if the Ayer cut does come out, it's supposed to have like 17 minutes more of Jared Leto's Joker.
That's what I heard.
I think
Give me a Joker movie with just gangster Joker, Juggalo.
I think I heard it was 17 minutes, if my brain serves me right. And you know what else I said? I said too the other day. I said you could have put Harley Quinn. That's all people want to see. If you could have put Harley Quinn and the Joker and the cast of Scooby-Doo in a movie together, and people would have gone to see it. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's what people wanted when they went to see that movie. Will Smith's star power definitely helped, but I mean, that's what people wanted to see. In hindsight, I like the Snyder Joker better. And I think it's because I just didn't like the Juggalo aesthetic.
I call that the In a Society Joker.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't want to say Snyder's Joker was bad, but I just like I feel like if Joker was real, like if there was a real criminal out there like the Joker, it would be either Heath Ledger's Joker, just a crazy, Charles Manson-y Joker, or it would be like Jared Leto, Juggaloker. rolling around, got gold AK-47s. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet in Europe somewhere. Some like Eastern European, somebody like tattoos their face and like has a grill and a bunch of gold AK-47s and gold Desert Eagles.
Hell yeah,
It's
straight
like,
up gangsters.
yeah, just going out there like, I am Joker.
Dude,
I shoot you for laughing.
Yeah, I shoot you, then I laugh. Ha ha ha.
what did you think like about the cat? Have you both seen both of them recently?
Yeah,
Recently?
Yes,
Yeah,
but wait,
recently.
wait. What'd you say, Clint?
Have you seen both of these movies recently?
The cast.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna get to the. I was gonna say, what did you think of the cast?
Oh.
Like one versus the other, including. Here's what I'm really the question behind the question is like, I feel like in the James Gunn version, the characters had enough time to steep and
Yeah.
marinate in their characters, and
Mhm.
like I did like the over the top Harley Quinn, like super psycho, run into the bars and knock herself out. But by the time she's out of the cell and gets going, she's a little campier in the David Ayer version. And by the time and I like Birds of Prey, unlike a lot of people. And then by the time she gets to the James Gunn Suicide Squad, she feels very comfortable in that character. It doesn't feel forced. It feels forced. And also Rick Flag in the first one, he feels forced, like he's really trying to do this accent. And then by the time you get to and he's kind of a dick. By the time you get to the Suicide Squad, he's not
McConaughey. He's mellowed a little
he's
bit.
super mellowed
Yeah.
out, and you actually really like him. Like I was like, whoa, and it's weird. Boomerang, pretty much same. Captain Boomerang, pretty
Dead
much
on.
the same dude. And Amanda Waller. She was awesome in both. She's
Yeah,
she's a tour de force actress. Like she's great. But what did
Good
you think
now.
about that? Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, cast wise, that's a good. So here's the deal. On that note, I was reading an article about why the new one didn't succeed, and they were talking about um, the star power of Will Smith and stuff like that. And I understand that he is a bigger star, okay, than Idris Elba. But I just don't like him. Now, I will say that I ended up liking him a lot in this movie, but like all of it, like or most of his movies, not all of them, of course, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
So that was probably another reason I didn't really want to see the movie. I was like, oh God, I mean, it's kind of, and he wasn't that guy in this movie, but it still came out like, oh yeah, man, But and that's how stars become stars. Arnold plays Arnold. Adam Sandler plays Adam Sandler. Ben Stiller plays Ben Stiller. That's what they do. But I just don't really like him that much. But he pulled it off. Harley Quinn was awesome, of course. The rest of the cast in the first one didn't impress me that much.
I felt
Whereas
like,
in the other one,
yeah, I felt like the rest of the cast and then the first one, I concur with Curtis. For whatever reason, Will Smith didn't like stick with me. He wasn't like a super believable like bad guy. Exactly. I've liked him in other films.
that's it. Actually, that's probably it too.
And he
It's
didn't
hard
do
to
it.
see him as a bad guy.
Yeah, he didn't do a terrible job. He was good. His lines were good. Delivery was good. Everything you'd want out of an action star. But it was kind of like in Wild Wild West. I didn't believe he was a cowboy. You know what I mean? It's like it's just kind of a, he was Will Smith in a movie, and he was in Wild Wild West. But in this movie, there was a little bit more dimension to the character, but it just didn't believe him quite as a bad guy. But I actually liked the old school cast and thought for as little backstory as they had, unless you previously knew about them in comics, I thought those actors did a pretty good job of like the subtext and like fleshing out the characters. The presentation, of course, was better in the James Gunn version, the execution and presentation, but it could be the cut too. Maybe the Ayers cut comes out, but I thought the casting was fine in the first one, and a few of the characters actually stand out and were like really good. I could have take or leave Boomerang Man in both. He wasn't like the standout to me, but I felt like
he just has a good agent.
Yeah, totally. But I think the James Gunn, I don't know who the casting directors were on that, but I thought they were like a little more thoughtful. I think the first Suicide Squad was, we have to get some names. This has to like hit.
a lot of that stuff with him, he picks a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you want to be in my movie? He's like, he has a pretty good vision on a lot of that stuff, and likes to work with the same people over and over again too. I thought Katana in the first one was badass.
Good.
Yeah, and that Cara Delevingne, the Enchantress witch chick, she was good. She's usually pretty good. But the one I liked was the Cholo.
I was gonna say,
he
totally.
was
gangster dude. I think the internet calls him Chato Santana. I don't know that character, but he was badass.
He was very good.
Really good.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I would say too. The thing is with when we're talking cast, I guess it's cast. But the difference between Croc and King Shark was night and day.
Yeah.
Like Croc was like barely in the Killer Croc was like he was just kind of around. And I know that Killer Shark is not a dominant character per se in the movie in the James Gunn movie, but when he's there, it's very noticeable.
Yeah.
He's very, you know what I mean? Like he's much more as the muscle. Like
shout out to Sly Stallone.
And well, of
Good
course, it's
job.
Sly.
Hey,
yeah.
hey guys, I gotta real quick. I want to get Rajneesh has been commenting like crazy. We've been
Awesome.
going off. I want to make sure and get some
Sorry,
of
man.
his
Sorry.
comments
Yeah,
in
get
here
him in there.
because he's trying to be part of the conversation and we're ignoring him, and that's not cool.
Steer the ship, brother.
Sorry to
Steer
keep you
the
hanging,
ship.
bro. Here we go. Let's see. Suicide Squad to The Suicide Squad is almost unfair compare, as James Gunn had creative freedom and
fair.
control, whereas David Ayer's movie was vandalized. Regardless of how you feel, The Suicide Squad is true vision. Yes.
That's
But
a very good point.
That's
Yes.
a great point.
But to compare, Suicide Squad was slightly better. The Suicide Squad was fun and okay, but not as good, the critics say on Rotten Tomatoes, not as good as people say it is. Okay. And they're kind of saying that with their wallets, but you also got to wonder if it's because it's free on HBO Max. But let's see here. Hold on one second. And there's some people that are like, my computer's lagging. Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad was unfairly judged at the time as he didn't have enough time to on screen. That's why people are hungry for the Ayer cut. Exactly. I'm curious to see because I feel like they just put a couple of spots and maybe he gave a really compelling performance, and I might say, I take it back. Juggaloker's badass.
Rajneesh, also, I think that's a great point, but also I think it was a little bit too. It was still not enough time removed from Jared Leto and
Heath Ledger
and the Heath Ledger Joker.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
There wasn't enough time between. It was almost like too soon, bro. Too soon.
And it's kind of like, also it's like, what do you do? We lost Heath Ledger, and like, what do you do? Well, we got to get this super badass actor. Okay, badass actor. And he's like, okay, challenge accepted. Let's do this. I'm gonna take. Those are big shoes to jump into. And
that's
then
like almost as gnarly as like Bon Scott dying and then the new AC/DC rolling out. That's like that's like the only other time in history that it was that close. That
Hey, I'm gonna
change the face of a major character.
I'm gonna keep going because he goes on to agree with you, Dustin.
I like you already, my man.
Let's see here. What was it? Come on.
He's drunk.
Come on, comment.
He's drunk.
Agreeing with Dustin. Agree with Dustin. Joker in the comics and Dark Knight dressed as a mafioso clown. It only makes sense he'd dress as a 21st century gangster in Suicide Squad. Yeah.
I'd never thought that. I never thought that. But once Dustin said it, I was like, that's kind of a good point. I don't know if I would like it. I don't know if I would like it, but it's a very good point.
I also want a little bit more of a yoked Joker. Like he has some prison, like some, couple more prison tats, and like he's been working out in the yard a little bit. Not totally, but maybe like, how like when, what's the guy from Armchair Geniuses or Armchair Dak
Carrot Top.
Shepard.
You're talking about
Dak
Carrot Top.
Shepard gets into shape. I want to see a Joker like that. It's a little bit yoked.
I almost like him not being jacked and then having a big ass wooden hammer or something, and like it's like there's no reason why this guy has super strength. They do that sometimes. Like he'll knock the crap. Now when he's got a crowbar, that's a different story. But all right, we got more. We got more from Rajneesh. Come on, computer, hurry up. Oh, there we go. Warner Brothers definitely screwed over David Ayer and Zack Snyder. If Warner Brothers had stayed the course, DC films would be a huge success. You're right. I believe that too. I think I think they should have just let their creators that they paid a bunch of money to do their thing. Agreed. Directors and artists should be allowed and trusted to tell their stories. If the execs don't believe in the filmmaker, then don't hire them. But interfering is unacceptable. Absolutely agree. As a couple of Columbia Records recording artists who have had interference in the past, we
From
actually
a dude that's had to audition for my place on a record before.
we actually had a pretty good team that
Yeah.
that didn't really screw us that hard. They were all pretty, the people helping us make our records were all pretty cool. But you never know what people upstairs are going to do, and it's interesting because the time when we had our record deal, that's when CD sales were plummeting. They're circling the toilet. They're going down, and they're trying to do anything they can to make money, making changes and copying other bands, doing all kinds of things like that. Right now, we're at a time where we got no theaters.
Yeah, it's very analogous.
And
You're
yeah,
right.
I like the word analogous.
Analogous.
And
Analogous.
and
But
yeah,
analogous I like too.
and things are starting to switch over to streaming. People are getting used to not going out. You've got all these big filmmakers that are getting paid tons of money up front to make series. People are getting used to watching a series instead of binging, instead of watching movies. It's a really weird time. Having lived through the music industry's change, I really wonder what's going to happen, because now even like with the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit, we're looking at things where like, hey, maybe there isn't going to be any more back end deals. Maybe they're just going to give you chunks of money up front. It goes on streaming, and that's all you get. All kinds of there's all kinds of things as far as budgets being less. Is everything going to start looking like Arrow now?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, because it's all made for streaming and no more box office stuff.
You know what I'd do, Rajneesh, if I was a director? I'd like make some bullshit crappy movie and then be like, they totally edited it. You should just see the Stroud cut. If the Stroud cut comes out, you'll totally see. My vision was awesome. They totally screwed it up. That's going to be everybody's excuse from now on.
Well, here's the deal too. Like, if any director does not like make and print a director's cut nowadays, they're kind of fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of the
Like Ace in the Hole.
oh shit, what was it? Event Horizon.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a cut that people have been looking for years, but like
Really?
they
I
think
love
that
that
everything's
movie.
burned up. Well, I do too, but like apparently it was like way scarier and gorier and stuff.
Shit.
They think that like they took the extra film and they buried it in some mine in like
Why?
Czechoslovakia or something. That's just where they stored it,
Huh.
like whatever company it was, and then it burned up.
Huh.
And so they don't have this extra footage for Event Horizon. They're like, everybody wants the extra cut, and they're like, the director's like, it literally doesn't exist. But then like bits and pieces pop up from, stored in different places here and there, and he's like, I might be able to do it. Like, and like
cool.
it would make a ton of money. But like, yeah, nowadays if a director doesn't make the movie and then just like make their cut and hide it away somewhere, that's just stupid. Like you have to nowadays. Like, I don't know.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's like it's kind of like have you all heard about, speaking of Willem Dafoe, he made a movie and they put it in a vault and they're not going to release it for 100 years.
Whoa.
Nobody's seen it.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, nobody's seen this movie. It's in a vault, and they're like, okay, we're gonna unlock this in 100 years. If we're all still
It was
here in
designed
100
for
years.
that.
Yeah,
it was specifically designed for that, right?
Yeah, it's and
Yeah.
I think some like I think a bourbon company sponsored it, and it's a bourbon company, and they're aging the bourbon for 100 years. They put
motherfucker.
Yeah, they put the bourbon in there, and then they put Willem Dafoe's movie in there to age, and nobody's seen it. Kind of reminds me of the Wu-Tang Clan that made that record, and they sold
Better
it.
Mm-hmm.
Protect
your neck.
Did you hear about that? The Wu-Tang Clan made a record. They sold it to a guy for $1 million. It's the only copy of the record. That's it, and it's unreleased. And nobody's. And you know who it was? It was the douchebag guy that was jacking up prices on
the AIDS drug.
Yes,
Yeah.
that guy. He's
Gnarly.
the guy who bought it, and then somebody else now owns it, but it's still not out. But it's like all these Wu-Tang fans are like, we want to hear this, but it's like, sorry, we got $1 million from that guy. Well, I don't care if you hear it or not.
I don't want to hear it. I just want you to tell me it's badass, and I can't hear it. And then in my imagination, it'll be
If
like,
it's that fucking guy, I want you to just like somebody to please leak it on the internet. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
it's what I
maybe
mean.
not
Nobody has
Wu
it though.
Tang. Like
It's
it's like who's that? There was like a old song like "You're So Vain," like the singer of
mhm.
that song. She
Carly,
It was actually about a real person, and she never told anybody who it was. It's a famous person. Some people have speculated it's Mick Jagger or
Mick
somebody like
Jagger.
that.
I heard.
But she, at an auction, told somebody who it was about, and they were sworn to secrecy. I think that shit is always
that's
interesting.
funny, man.
I think that's
But
always
well,
interesting when they do that.
I agree as well. But how disappointing would it be if this lady paid like $100,000 to hear who
Yeah.
it was, and she's like, "It was Jimothy Simonson from 3rd grade,"
Yeah.
and
It was Steve. I forget his last name. He meant nothing to me.
he was just a vain son of a bitch, though.
Yeah. I made it up. Ha ha. It wasn't anybody.
This is actually my sister's story, and
Yeah, totally.
Um,
Carly Simon, that's who fucking wrote the song.
let me get through these last two Rajneesh comments, and then we'll jump into
You're the
into
best.
more
Rajneesh, can
stuff.
you send a picture of you? Let's just put you in
Yeah,
the
dude.
corner.
We'll just put you in the
Yeah.
on the show. Let's see here. Let's see here. Respectfully disagree, Dustin. As a filmmaker, the integrity and love for the story means more than the money. I think if filmmakers were given the choice, director's cut would be the only cut. And then
I agree with you like that. Musicians are like, Clint and I are musicians, and you always hope that you can produce something that's awesome, that people like your vision, but sometimes
but then again, if given the choice, most filmmakers wouldn't finish their movies as they would be obsessed with it being perfect. They
Right.
call that the Chinese democracy syndrome. That's
right.
If you're not a rock and roll fan, Guns N' Roses was working on a record for like 20 years, and what's really funny is the Offspring named their record Chinese Democracy before they got it out, so
I love
they
that.
stole the name under their feet. It's hilarious.
I love that. I love a spoiler.
Yeah.
that makes me so happy.
Yeah,
well,
they're
what-
like the Washington Redskins of the music industry. They're just like spoilers.
As far as story goes, which one did you think was better? Did you and the villain also? Did you like the crazy witch spirit, or did you like Starro better?
I liked Starro better. And the reason I like Starro better is because I really feel like the James Gunn movie is like almost like a serialized superhero story from like almost like the 50s, like an episode of like Flash Gordon or something like that, the old serial, where it was like really cool. It could have taken place right now, or it could have taken place in the 50s. And
Yeah.
Starro, see, for DC, I'm a fan of DC's like stuff like Doom Patrol.
Whacktacular.
Yeah, like Doom Patrol and stuff like that. And I like the weird stuff. And DC does weird really well. They can do weird without even being too dark. They can be weird and mysterious, and Starro was awesome. Like the way
Yeah.
it just like shot little stars, and like almost was like a zombie movie, a micro zombie movie inside of a superhero movie, when we took possession of all the things and they all talked together. It was a cool concept.
Yeah, and also they get like the guy in the control room said,
Mhm.
"We got a freaking kaiju here." It's like
Yeah.
it's like you're watching Godzilla all
It's
of a
awesome.
sudden. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was
Hell
badass.
yeah.
Too, it was very poetic when he was like about to die. He was like, "I was happy just floating there in
Yeah,
space."
staring at the
Like,
stars.
That
yeah.
was badass.
Yeah.
I was like,
You humans fucked it up again.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I
Go ahead,
watched.
Clint.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think I'll probably have to go with for me. I've been bouncing back and forth. I've seen the new one twice, and then I hadn't seen the other one in a while, and I watched it yet last night, and I was like, I don't know, man. I kind of, I've been talking a bunch of smack about Will Smith being miscast, like you said. I was like, it's hard to see him as an anti-hero. I just
Mhm.
want him to be a good guy. And also, I'm waiting for him to shoot a bunch of people and go, I make this look good.
Yeah, I'm
You
waiting
know
for
what I mean?
Martin
And,
Lawrence
Right,
to like
and I'm
pop
like,
out.
exactly.
come on, dude. It's too distracting for me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's too much. But then I watched it and I was like, but he did a good job.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's got charisma. He makes you like him. Even if if a charismatic person can get under your skin and all of a sudden they're just like, I don't want to watch this. Like, people sometimes do it with Adam Sandler
Mhm.
or certain
Mhm.
people that the industry shoves so many movies of theirs under your throat. After 15 years, you're like, I kind of want to see a new guy. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and I think he's a victim of that, but apparently not, because it was a blockbuster movie when it came out. Unlike
Mhm.
unlike the Suicide
I
Squad.
think you got to give some extra points to it because it was the first one to come out and there wasn't something to base or be better than, like a measuring stick. Like, watching an old UFC where they're like wearing shoes and stuff and like fighting is like not like the new UFC that people would probably prefer to watch.
They're
But
not athletes at all. They're
yeah,
just
it's like,
dudes.
it's like a big dude, like Tank Abbott was just like a biker that beat up your dad or something. And like, now they're like, tier one, athletes and stuff. Not that they weren't before, but I think it's kind of a composite in the way the first one came out and is its own thing. And then the Suicide Squad characters are always already established. It worked, what you didn't work. That wouldn't
Do,
matter so much with James Gunn. He'd do whatever the hell he wants to do anyway. But
do you think like a confusion and oversaturation? You think people might have been like, what is this suit? Didn't they just come out with the suit? Didn't they just do that a couple of years ago? Is this like a remake? Are they doing the Spider-Man thing where they put the same movie out a bunch? Is this the
That
same or is it
that
different? Is like
definitely did happen. Yeah,
yeah,
I know for a fact that did happen because with people um, that I work with, they didn't know what was going on. They
right.
watched it and they watched it and liked it on HBO Max, but if they had to go to see it in theater, they probably wouldn't have because they didn't know what the hell was going on. And honestly, I didn't either, but only because I hadn't seen the first one. But I think that really kind of screwed it up somehow. They should have just called it Suicide Squad 2. Like they could have called it Task Force X, but they were banking on the name. They were banking on
Right.
the Suicide Squad
Yeah.
name. So they should have just called it a sequel. It's a damn sequel.
Mhm.
It's I don't see why they
Yeah.
even fought that.
Yeah.
But plot wise, for me, I don't know why the first one got such bad reviews or why it got so much flack. I mean, that's what I don't really get
Yeah.
It's
now. Like,
straightforward. I like the twist that James Gunn did, where you think the first team is like the team, and they're set up.
that
They,
was good.
Halo jump in
That was
Spoiler
great.
alert!
and
If you haven't
everything.
seen it yet,
Yeah,
it's free.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
it's
Go
free.
watch
Go
it.
watch it.
Yeah.
But
And then it's like totally, and then you see the real team, and you're like,
mhm.
oh, that's a good. Nobody's ever done that in a movie before. Set it up real big and then like crushed it down.
I'm going to tell you guys what put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. And again, spoiler, if you haven't seen it yet, get out of here. But them killing Rick Flag at the with John Cena, Cap, get that because I didn't like him in the first one, but in the second one, you're really rooting
Yeah.
for that guy, and he's the knight in shining armor in that movie.
He's like the moral compass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just but he's kind of walking the fence and decides, deep down he's a good guy, and he ends up going and doing the right thing.
Perfect casting. For
Yeah,
him.
yeah, he was fantastic. But yeah, Flag gets killed, and that really let the wind out of my sails.
Mhm.
And John Cena, I'm like, God, dude, he's such a douchebag in this movie, and like. But that's good acting. If you're
Yeah.
evoking, I was like, man, and then the post credit scene, and knowing that they're doing a Peacemaker show, I'm like, I don't know if I want to see a show with this douchebag. Like, I would have rather him killed him and had a Flag TV show. You know what I mean?
I would have had just a Weasel TV show. I really
Yeah,
like
I'm
Flag.
Weasel was
I really
badass.
love the Weasel. I think they ought to do like the Weasel is basically DC's version of the little squirrel thing from Ice Age. They should just
Yeah.
make a bunch of movies where he just like survives and constantly
I
just like kind of persists.
I'm so glad that thing died in the first 10 minutes. That thing freaked me out, man. Like,
I loved it.
I did. I was
I
like,
was
that's
calling bullshit on it in every single like preview, and then when I saw it like in the movie, I'm like, ah, it's fucking great.
I would have liked to seen how badass it is, like what kind of violence that thing could do. Because I would have loved to seen a King Shark versus Weasel or something. You know what I mean?
I hope he can't do shit. I hope it's like just like a impotent, stupid character. That's what makes it even better. You know me. I like a fucking a troll moment for sure.
And then when they showed him come back, I was like, "Oh god!"
Yeah, so
That,
badass. I
I
was
mean,
like,
just his look. I love horror movies, and
Yeah.
but he freaked me out, man. He looked
Yeah.
weird to me. Like,
he had a good.
I liked him.
Yeah.
And knowing
he
that
looked like a guy from high school.
knowing that he ate children, that he killed a bunch of kids is really
You're
hilarious.
like, oh yeah, man, that's fucked up. Never mind.
Let's see. We got some more comments here. All right. Cool. Let's see. Rajneesh says, can't argue with Will Smith's charisma. Felt like an anti-hero in Suicide Squad, but maybe Ayer's cut will show Will Smith's acting ability to get you believe he's really a villain. I think he pulled it off, but just barely. You know, like it's like he does pull it off, but barely. And like,
let's put it this way:
By
Will
the
Smith
end of it, I was like, "Just let him kill Batman. All right,
Yeah.
just let him,
Just let him do it.
fucking let him kill. Like, come on."
Let's put it this way: Will Smith couldn't play Denzel's part in Training Day. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
God.
He's not like
Yeah,
a
I agree.
straight up gnarly, bad guy.
I was explaining this the other day over on small screen where I was saying I was like yeah, it's like casting Ryan Reynolds is like the Aryan Brotherhood prison bad like guy. You can't. Ryan Reynolds is so Ryan Reynolds, he just couldn't.
Yeah.
He couldn't play a gangster asshole. He just couldn't do it. Like, I mean, he could, but it's just
He could. I mean, he could.
probably could do it because he's a talented dude. But our brains
I agree with that.
are stained with his image that we're used to, and I don't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be believable. Let's see
Well,
here.
go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Well, I was just gonna say, plot wise, for the first one, it did bother me, and they did the same thing that Marvel does a lot. They whipped out these big bads so quick because to be honest, in the first one, I didn't know those characters, the witch and her brother. But Waller says these are Superman level threats, and then you got a bunch of like ex-cons going in there and basically beating them up. That's, to me, that was a mistake, like plot wise. Starro from the get-go was a joke. Like we knew.
Yeah.
I mean, it ended up being a really cool, and like in the comics, they actually make him very threatening in one story arc. But regardless, they fought a bunch of humans, and they fought Starro. I mean, and that's about it. But in
Dude,
the witch and stuff.
Poke it
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man was
execution
tearing him up.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, and I was gonna say I didn't mention him in cast. Like he was so awesome. But yeah, they whip out this big bad for the very first one, and it's like these are supposed to be side characters. Like these are supposed to be, they don't fight the big bads yet. You got to build them up to fight a big bad. And whenever she was like, "This is a Superman level threat," and in a Marvel movie,
are you talking about in the first movie or the second?
Yes,
one?
in the first one.
Okay.
The witch and her brother, I can't remember their names, but
yeah,
the Waller says these are Superman level threats. That's kind of a fucking big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
there wasn't even a fucking montage.
Not
and where
not
was
even a montage.
Superman?
I don't know. Was he dead yet?
I don't know. Where was Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Where was any like?
Where was Shazam?
Where was the Flash?
Where was Shazam in all of this?
And just that they can go in and do that, it kind of, I don't know, it lessens kind of the whole idea. They got to build up to that, especially when they're not a team.
Yeah.
They're not good guys. They're not, they kind of form this one and stuff like that, and they're like friends. But that's what kind of got it for. If they were fighting somebody lower tier, like even in Guardians, they fight Ronan. Ronan's kind of a badass,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but he's not a big bad. It's not like they're throwing, Thanos or Magneto at him
Right.
or something like that.
It
He's a badass, but
It's kind of like Ghostbusters 2, man. It's like, or Earth or 1, really. Okay, you got these guys, they have to go fight this super force that, Vigo the Carpathian's getting out of hand again. Let's do this. You know what I
Right.
mean? Which, by the way, I'm excited for the new Ghostbusters. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it, but it looks freaking badass.
I don't think I've seen anything past the
Dude,
teaser,
when we get
but
off
I'm gonna
off
check
of
that
this
out.
thing, you need to go search for it. The latest trailer for the new Ghostbusters is ridiculous. You'll get goosebumps. I got goosebumps.
If
I
Paul
was like,
Rudd wasn't in it, I'd be calling bullshit on it a little bit, but it does look really good.
dude, it's got the kid from Stranger Things, and it's gonna be badass. But anyway,
Paul Rudd is like the bacon of acting. It's like, that doesn't look that good. And it's like, man, just put some Paul Rudd on it. And it's like, well, this is fucking awesome.
Wrap it in some Paul Rudd.
it's pretty good. Yeah, actually, this is pretty good. We
Yeah.
got one more comment from Raj. He says, "So true, killing Rick Flag and Captain Boomerang made no sense. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but it seems like Hamada hack job to destroy anything Ayer Snyderverse." Hamada is the head of DC Films. I don't think so, man. I think that was a James Gunn call, and I think it was to build up a sentiment against Peacemaker, because it's gonna play into his character, and we're probably gonna have Peacemaker, the John Cena character. He's gonna have a series on HBO that's already been made. It's gonna come out in I think December.
And I hope we see like Flag, like Force Ghost.
Yeah, exactly. And the last thing he said was something like, Peacemaker. What a joke. You know, so he's probably going to be feel guilty about that and be trying to come back from that. He looked like he hated doing it.
Wait. I thought he was dead. He didn't die? Peacemaker didn't die?
No, Peacemaker, John Cena.
Post credits.
Oh,
bro.
you missed the post credits.
I didn't watch it. No, I didn't
he
watch
survived.
it.
He survived.
Oh, shit.
You probably saw the Weasel jump up and was alive.
That's
all.
all. Yeah, yeah.
There's two post credit scenes. One is Weasel. After the next credits, there's John Cena.
Yeah, man.
And they got him, and they're like, why do we get this douchebag? They're like, because we need him to save the world, and so that's like a kind of lead up to the series, which I think will probably be pretty good.
I think he pulled it. He did much better than I expected, because I haven't liked him in much that he's been in, but I mean, he is good at playing an asshole. Like, he is very good at playing an asshole. Like,
yeah, he did it in F9. Did you see F9?
I haven't seen F9 yet.
9?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen the
I
new one
didn't
yet.
see that one yet, man.
Dude, magnets.
I'm not caught up on my Fs.
All I gotta say is magnets, bro. Magnets. You'll know when you watch it.
Isn't he supposed to be like the brother to what's his name?
Isn't he Vin Diesel's brother?
Vin Diesel's brother.
Yeah, family.
From another mother.
Family. Let's crack a Corona
Toretto.
and have a barbecue, because it's family.
I smell skanks.
Rajneesh chimed in again. Star reminded me of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Freaking Marshmallow Kaiju, bro.
I thought it was really good, though, Rajneesh. I thought it was like something cool that like you would see in like Doom Patrol or something. I'm like a huge Doom Patrol fan. And like I love that, where it's like Tales of the Weird, kind of style. I mean, there's not enough of that that's executed well. That's part of comic lore too,
Well, and that's what's great about James Gunn too, is because like a Groot, that's where he started. He started in like Tales to Astonish or something like that, and he was a villain. And it was like, and I've got a poster out. Well, I'm not going to go digging around right now, but it's like the horror of Groot, and it was the Tree Man, and all that stuff like that. And he whips out these guys that are, like low tier or
auxiliary
whatever,
characters.
And makes them characters that you want to care about. Because that's we're always going to love Batman. We're always going to love, Iron Man. Honestly, was like a, C-level Avenger for a longest time until they made the movie. I mean, not to me, but like his individual book.
Iron Man.
Not to me, man. I had Armor Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely had him, but like that's what I mean. Like he was, and the same thing with Thor. Thor's my favorite, but like he wasn't. It was like all about some Spider-Man. Yeah. And Hulk was one of their most profitable properties, even though his book didn't sell that well.
Yeah.
But like a lot of those guys, even Captain America, like they
Okay,
weren't
who
heavy hitters.
who would win? King Shark versus Groot.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I didn't say Hulk because I think Hulk
Yeah.
would rip him
Oh,
in
yeah.
half.
Mm.
But
I mean, I guess
if it's King Shark versus Gator, I would say King Shark.
King Shark,
Absolutely,
I
man.
would eat him
Yeah.
for breakfast. But we're talking about Groot.
that's a good one.
So King Shark is really interesting because I guess he's like kind of a god, so he's sort of invulnerable in a way, which is
Right, I didn't see much hurt him.
yeah, I thought it was really awesome when those jellyfish, cookie cutter things like were eating him and stuff, and then he just sort of like when he slams through a building, he just kind of like dusts himself off. He is like kind of a cool Hulkish.
He's got Hulk skin.
character.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like bullets don't hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rajneesh,
So,
what do you think? King Shark versus Groot, and then Curtis. What do you think about that though?
So I think that King Shark would eat him and technically win, and then about like 6 months later,
Groot grows.
the seed that's in his Groot grows and busts him to pieces.
Fuck yeah.
Grows out of him. That's awesome.
Boom, busts out of him.
I am Groot.
And he wears them like some shark skin boots.
And I love that that you got like Vin Diesel doing Groot,
Yeah.
and then you got Sylvester Stallone doing King Shark.
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean? That was fantastic.
That was actually a little distracting to me though, because I didn't realize until I looked it up later that Sly did it. I didn't know, but I knew. My brain knew.
Yeah.
But and I was like, God dang it, whose voice is that? I
Dude,
knew it was
didn't he-
like kind of messed with a little bit.
He did it so
And-
well too. He didn't try to be like, "Hey, I'm Sylvester
Yeah.
Stallone. I'm a shark." He's like, "And
Yeah, it was-
nom nom."
Well, let's
Yeah, it's-
real quick, I'll say, are you excited? Are you excited for the Shang-Chi release that's coming?
I am. I haven't seen that trailer yet either.
I'm super excited for
Dude,
it.
the trailer's awesome. It comes out the 3rd of September. So I already
Oh, that quick?
I already bought my ticket
Yeah.
for that Thursday. I'm gonna watch it the night before on Thursday.
Oh, that's awesome.
I feel
That's
like
awesome.
too. I don't want to be like get a bunch of like hate piled on me, but I feel like Marvel has all these really awesome like martial arts characters that they haven't executed super awesome. Like I might be in the minority, but I don't think they did an awesome job with Iron Fist.
Not at all, dude.
You know, Luke Cage was like crushed it. No
Yeah.
pun intended. That was really good, but I feel like they could have done a better job with Iron Fist. I think
But
he has a cool costume and stuff, and he wasn't in the costume at all. It's like
Iron Fist was the only one that I think they failed on as far
Yeah.
besides the Defenders or whatever. But
Yeah.
I just don't think they nailed it with that character. I thought Jessica Jones was badass.
Jessica Jones was great.
I liked all those shows, but Iron Fist was just like okay. He wasn't great, and I think they should. That it's not his fault, dude.
no, he's
They-
a good actor.
Well, he was a decent actor, but they didn't really train him very much. He didn't take any classes or any training. He just showed up and then had to like learn on the fly how to do like stances and stuff. And they had guys positioning him, but like you've got all these guys that are getting combat training and stuff before they even start their movies or shows. And that guy just kind of got they kind of just
Yeah,
throw
it's a real letdown when you watch Daredevil like wreck shit,
yeah.
and then you're like, well, this guy's a pretty good hand-to-hand combat fighter, but Iron Fist is going to be like fucking.
he's
He's
a kung fu
he's
master.
He's supposed
Like,
to be badass.
It's gonna be like
you
Jet Li in a
Yeah.
leotard. It's gonna be
That's-
like badass.
That's like putting me out there,
And he's like,
and like, okay, dude. I'm like, yeah, I took kung fu in 6th grade. I got this. You know what I mean? Like, that's not if you got to be like the Marvel equivalent of like Jet Li or Bruce Lee or something, or a super badass fighter, you better know your stuff. Better know. We gotta King Shark being a carnivore can't eat him. Groot ties him up and provides a challenge, but King Shark would break out with sheer brute power. Wouldn't be a fight to the death, but King Shark would win. I'm just so bummed that they didn't have the Punisher make an appearance in the Defenders before it got canceled. Shang-Chi will be off the hook. And I watched John Campea they're not allowed to do. There's an embargo. They can't review stuff yet, but he'd seen it, and it came up on my YouTube feed, and I watched his thing. And that guy he got excited about this movie. He said it was the best thing he's seen since Logan, the top 5 comic book movies of all time. The new Shang-Chi. He said it's freaking tastic. Yeah, according to him.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I don't always agree with his opinions and stuff, but I can't argue with Logan being badass. He put it over the Avengers. Even he was like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's really, really good. So
I like Curtis. Check it out because he fights Abomination.
Yeah.
Like there's like a Kumite, some kind of supernatural.
Shang-Chi does?
He fights Abomination. Yeah.
It's
Is it okay? Now, okay. Well, no, damn, I got to.
It's like big ass Abomination.
It's Doctor Strange's side guy, though. I thought. What's his name? What's his buddy's name? Doctor Strange's buddy. I can't think of the other monk.
Oh no, that's
I can't think of his name. It's like a one-word name. I just can't think of it right now. Help me out! I'm failing.
I want to say Wong, but that's not correct.
It might be Wong.
Google it.
Yeah, I think it is Wong. But he's fighting him in the cage. It's Abomination.
Is fighting the Doctor Strange again.
I'm embarrassing.
But is it the one from the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk?
This Abomination has the traditional kind of bat wing ears, and is built more like the Abomination from the comic books.
I like that, but it's just funny how they don't recognize that Hulk, even though they do recognize it. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's canon. They recognize it, but they don't.
It's a fucking redhead stepchild.
That was on.
It is.
That was on Universal, guys. It doesn't count, but it does count.
I mean, it does. But Iron Man's in it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, with all these trailers, all of them look good, man. I'm gonna just send you a whole bunch of links, dude, so you can get caught up on those trailers because they're real. There's some good stuff heading our way. Well, let's jump to the. We got some other stuff that we were supposed to talk about too, and I had this, which it said. Air cut? Yes, I'll just say release the air cut. We all want to see it. We already did this conversation, so we're going to move forward.
If it's out there, let it out, man. There's no point.
There's airheads out there.
Hey-yo.
Yeah. Which was the best remake? And we had a list of remakes that we put out on the internet and out on the socials. And the list of remakes is...
Now, this was a list that we came up with, okay? We were sitting around thinking about it, and this is kind of what we thought.
Yeah, and so it was Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Dawn of the
1978.
Dead. Yes. Dawn of the Dead, 2004.
Scarface, Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Fly, and then we also had an option that if you didn't agree with any of those, you could pick that. But here's the idea. If you don't agree with those, you need to put in the chat what you think the best remake is. We just thought of these. These are the ones that we enjoyed the most. But if y'all don't agree with it, that's perfectly fine. But you need to let us know what you think is the best and why. Now,
we're not necessarily saying these are the best remakes, but we're saying out of these remakes that we liked, that we chose, which is the best? That was the real question, because it sounds like we're saying these aren't the best, and it's all subjective anyway. You know what I mean? So
right.
So, and we're gonna go to the poll here in a minute and get to that here in a little bit. But if you're in the chat and you didn't vote, throw your ideas in the chat. And go ahead, Curtis. I didn't mean to cut you off there, bud.
No. I was gonna go to the poll, so let's go ahead. We'll come back to that later if I have time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to go to the poll and see what they said?
We can talk about it a little bit first. So of these movies, or any like, and that's the thing, Dustin. You weren't in the conversation whenever we were kind of coming up with these guys.
I reviewed
So,
the list though. I thought you guys did an awesome job, man. Some of these I
thank
didn't.
you.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't know were remakes. Like I did. Clint had to tell me that Scarface was a remake.
Yeah, he educated me on that one too. I didn't know. And I also didn't know that there had been so many remakes of Body Snatchers. We were talking about that.
Yeah,
The 78 one is the second one, but I think there's like 5 of them.
Wow.
crazy. I want to see the
I mean,
Italian body snatchers where they're like, "Hey,
Dude, I now I gotta edit
and
this
then they,
video
then they
why?"
snatch
because
bodies.
that's racist. Just kidding.
Against Italians?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Italian.
Oh,
Stradavici. A short.
And then the Texas one where they go, "Hi," and then they
Hey,
snatch
y'all.
bodies.
I snatched your body.
dude, I had never seen of Invasion of the Body Snatchers until yesterday. So I watched it last night.
Probably doesn't
And
hold up, but it scared the shit out of me.
It
when I
didn't
was,
scare
like,
me,
6 years old.
but when I started watching it, I was like, all right, and I was kind of fascinated by all the old alarm clocks and old phones and old cars and all that. I was like, this is kind of fun to watch. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get into this, but it pulled me in. It did. It pulled me in. And there's a lot of old movies that can't. They just don't do that anymore. It actually pulled me in, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy this movie. The beginning, I didn't think I was gonna, but I ended up enjoying this
It's
movie.
just in the Donald Sutherland like,
Yeah, yeah. That end scene just like,
fuck
"Oh
yeah,
shit!"
dude. Yeah, they fucked you up with the Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
He wants you too, Malachi. It's like one of those.
And I also watched I watched a little bit the intro of Dawn of the Dead because I hadn't
That has
seen.
the best opening scene.
So
Yeah,
fucking
I
good.
hadn't seen it since the theater. Like I hadn't seen
Mhm.
that movie in years.
Can I go ahead and take the bullet for all of us?
Yeah.
And just fucking say that Dawn of the Dead is better than the fucking Romero fucking Dawn of the Dead? I mean, it qualified with Romero being a genius, of course, and that it had more of a subtext of
Mhm.
the perils and downfalls of consumerism, and everybody's trapped at the mall and their own greed and grift of society and consumerism, blah blah blah. The movie was better when Schneider made it. Let's be honest.
It was.
The zombies were better. I think that is the first time there were fast moving zombies. Somebody out there correct me if anybody's listening.
So technically, yes. If you count, which I don't know why you would, but 28 Days Later, that's a contagion movie. That's an infection movie.
Yeah.
Those people are not dead.
I do
Okay,
count
they're
that
not
as zombies,
zombies. No, they're
because
not dead.
zombies
They're-
is a metaphor for anybody, for crowds and stuff, for anybody that you can't go, hey man, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're pretty upset. We're gonna run, and go do this. If someone can't turn around and tell you in a group of like savages like running towards something to like burn something down or kill somebody, that's what that is the analogy that zombies
It is
are.
an analogy and it is a metaphor.
Yeah.
However, it is understandable that a living human being can run, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
But a dead body coming back
Oh,
to
yeah.
life
I see
might
where
be
you're
hard
going.
for
I
that
like
thing to
that.
run.
Yeah. So 28 Days Later came before, I can't remember.
Yes, it came before the Dawn of the Dead. And so that's what brought kind of running zombies into the consciousness.
Shout out to Danny Boyle, man. Right?
Now, and I want to agree with you, Dustin. The horror fan in me can't. But
I know it's sacrilege. I know, like, I deserve
And
any
it's not-
kind of
it's
hate
not-
coming to me. And
And
filmmakers out there, Rushnish probably even is like, you are now a douchebag, Dustin, because
you're dead to me, boy. More dead
Yeah.
than your dead mother.
I feel like too, it's like not fair to compare the two, because it's like comparing like the NBA of like Larry Bird to like the NBA of like today. It's not really fair comparison, but I also think everybody in the NBA today dunks on everybody that played with Larry Bird. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Hey, Rajneesh is for one. First of all, he said thank you, Dustin. Snyder's Dawn of the Dead was better than Romero's, despite Romero being horror royalty.
he is.
So,
He's a genius, but
but he also said Curtis is right. They're not zombies. 28 Days Later really changed the zombie genre, as did Snyder's Dawn.
I like too. What was that? That movie Record, where basically
Yes.
the
Yes,
zombie
that's very good.
idea was that they all had rabies. I
Mhm.
think that's genius. Like,
Yeah, makes
you
perfect
know,
sense.
that's genius. But yeah, so many things. I'll go ahead since I'm already the patron dick of the stream here. Everything about it, the music in Schneider's Dawn of the Dead, the crazy intro. He's the first guy to really do that and really kick ass.
That was
The kid zombie biting
yeah.
that guy on the neck, and then you like see throws him down, and then you just see the kid just like pop up, like not
Yeah.
since Exorcist how you've been scared of a child. Maybe okay. Honorable mention: Pet Cemetery, Gage in Pet Cemetery when cuts the Achilles tendon for a
Yeah,
horror
but
movie.
Zelda just wipes everything out on Pet Zelda takes the cake on Pet Cemetery. Like she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. But the kid zombie, like, and her and so many, I don't know, man. It's just the movie was just great. And then the introduction of characters.
You know that Dawn of the Dead was also written by George Romero and James Gunn.
yeah, I knew James
Gunn, who
Gunn
did
wrote
Suicide Squad.
Did
Yeah.
I knew that, but I wanted to double check it, so I had to look it up on my phone. But yeah, James Gunn is partially responsible for that movie. He wrote
for the
he wrote it.
Schneider?
No,
Well, he pretty-
Dawn of the Dead that you're bragging about is better.
Yeah.
James Gunn wrote it. Snyder directed it.
Okay. Well, they need
Pretty
to do
awesome.
more. They need to do more movies together.
Yeah.
How about a superhero movie, guys? Put your heads together.
that intro. I was thinking about it, today or yesterday, watching all the news and stuff. That intro is, and it hits harder now. Whenever they're like, is it bacterial or viral? He's like, we don't know. And is it blah 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 or blah blah? We don't know. And then are they alive or dead? And it's like, we don't know. Like, and they're like, oh my, like it just hits so much harder now, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm curious. What do you guys think of the Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I liked it. For the time, it was really good. I think my favorite Dracula is Count Dooku.
Yeah.
That that it's funny that guy's Star Wars character should be his Dracula character, but with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
What about you?
I think that's the first time anybody's ever
Count
talked
Dooku?
about that. Yeah, I think that's the first time everybody's drawn
No,
that parallel.
When was the last time you saw Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman?
I like Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, and what's Hannibal Lecter, the greatest actor of all time? Odin.
Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Are the lambs still screaming, Clarice?
He's got to be one of the top 5 actors, greatest
I
ever.
agree.
Ever.
I like the werewolf getting it on, like or not werewolf, but I guess it was a vampire at the time. Like getting it on with the. Do you remember like before Dracula? Like there was like a scene where like not the main character, not Winona Ryder, but like her friend or sister or something.
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
turned.
Yeah. It's
I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, that's
I was
a crazy,
like younger,
crazy scene.
I was
It's
like,
a redheaded chick. Yeah. It's a crazy movie, dude. I hadn't seen that since it came out, and I watched it recently, and I was like, "What? It's super 90s." It's like, whoa, this is. And
Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder is
like, yeah, I mean that's part of Winona Ryder's part of what kept me in the movie. You know what I mean? Like Gary Oldman was badass.
Yeah.
Like everybody, it was a great cast. I shouldn't be talking negatively about Keanu Reeves because I love the man, but his accent not the best. British accent.
It was kind of like
but,
a Southern accent in Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
I mean, how many different accents can you have for whoa?
Hey, don't be talking smack about Keanu, dude. Keanu's badass.
Way.
But
Dracula.
we're not gonna tolerate any Keanu
was
smack
like,
talk, dude.
I have to be
Two
the
sugars
foil. I
for
have to
my
be the
tea.
foil here.
Keanu's a good dude.
Oh,
Like
he's a
a
super good dude.
good human
He's a
being.
good dude. He's just not a good
He
voice
just
actor.
doesn't have a
Yeah.
Like,
great
it's okay.
British
Yeah.
accent, and that's good.
He's
'cause
kind of like John Wayne playing Genghis Khan. I'm Genghis Khan.
it's exactly that's exactly accurate. That's perfectly accurate. Let's see here. We got some more comments. Enjoyed the fact Bram Stoker's Dracula tied Dracula with Vlad the Impaler. Really
Nice.
tense and scary. Keanu Reeves' English accent, atrocious. LOL. Edward Lauder would have an anger-induced stroke, and
Yeah.
that is true. Yeah. Edward Lauder's the host on Small Screen that I do the stream on Friday. Dustin.
Yeah, he does a pretty good English accent.
Yeah, Edward does a very good English accent. I'm impressed, actually. But yeah, the English accent on that is terrible. It's not good.
I kind of like to. I don't know if Tim Burton had any kind of original part in that movie of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I don't think he had any part. It
But,
was directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
It really reminds me like if Francis Ford Coppola like watched like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory like back to back with like something else. It was like really.
It was weird.
Super 90s. Yeah.
It was super 90s and super weird. I don't know. It's weird.
So
and the set pieces are weird, kind almost like the first Batman. You could tell they're doing it. They're on a set. You know what I mean? And as opposed to I don't know. It's weird
like
going
purposefully
back watching.
cartoonish, almost.
Yeah,
almost like
it's weird. But I would say
I like the fact he needed dirt from his.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a cool detail.
That was really cool.
Well, and comparing it to other Draculas, like I'm not a big fan of the Hammer movies, Dustin, but I'm not against them. It's just that I don't know.
I'm a big Elvira.
And maybe
I grew up on Elvira,
absolutely,
like watching Elvira, so I'm like all those.
But I like my vampire, like crackhead vampires. Like I like the Blade 2 vampires and like Salem's Lot vampires. Like I like the fucking like I need my blood, bitch. That kind of vampires, not
Dafoe
like
and the Nosferatu remake.
I like the Kate Beckinsale variety of vampires.
So do I.
Underworld. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I.
What was I gonna say about that?
Vampires and lichens.
I'm more of a kind of like Nick Cage vampire, like,
By the way, guys, if you haven't seen Pig, go watch Pig. Pig is a fantastic movie. It's Nicolas Cage. I bet you he's at least going to get nominated for an Academy Award if he doesn't win one. I feel like it's his comeback movie, and that's what everybody's saying. It's fantastic.
He played Dracula, and he was really good. A vampire
he did.
Character. And for what it's worth, and so did I think Jim Carrey.
Did we ever figure out? Well, no spoilers. If you haven't seen Clint, what is it? Kiss of the Vampire? What is it?
What?
What's the name of it? Dustin?
Scent of a Vampire with Al Pacino.
Look, you gotta get me the blood. Let's see. You need to watch it, but
7 Days of Night with Josh Hartnett has amazing vampires.
That's some good crackhead vampires. Yeah,
such an underrated movie. I might go watch that here in a minute,
dude.
Yeah. Well, let's sum this up. So what are we gonna say? Is the best remake? Is it?
What do the people say?
Oh yeah, forget what we think. I'm gonna say none of these, you morons, is my vote on these. What is your vote, Dustin?
Let me see.
Out of which is
the best remake
out of these movies?
I said Dawn of the Dead, but I've got to say The Fly.
The Fly?
Come on, man.
The Fly's good.
It's almost like there never was ever a different Fly than Jeff Goldblum. Give me a fucking break. He's so good in that. If you're a millennial and you haven't seen The Fly, just go watch The Fly.
Yes. Well, and so here's the deal.
Crawl.
to going from that's what okay, and maybe that's what makes me not be able to jump off the cliff for Dawn of the Dead because so looking at the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers and the new one or the 78 one,
Mhm.
like the original one was not a grand hit. It was not like it was popular, but it just like a little B movie thing. And then they made that awesome one, and then same thing with The Fly. Like the original one, B movie, fun,
Mhm.
blah blah blah, but nothing, not some gold standard movie. And then the new one's so spectacular. But it's like Dawn of the Dead was already super good. So like to
Yeah.
get, well, maybe I'm convincing myself even more to get to that level to like
Yeah.
to where you're still able to. Oh damn, never
Fucking
mind.
Dawn
I'm
of the
kind
Dead
of
was a
I'm talking
bold
myself
move.
in a corner.
Yeah.
Dawn of the
Yeah.
Dead was a bold move. That's like somebody remaking like 2001 or some shit.
Well, also,
Well,
I mentioned this list to Chris Klink earlier today,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Dude, who are your viewers? Your grandparents? Like you don't have." I was like, "These movies are older than Father Time." He's like, "Some of these are like, and I'll go, "That's true." He's like, I was like, "Yeah, I just posted the list on Twitter." He's like, "Are your Twitter followers in a rest home? Like,
Are your
like
Twitter followers doing that on Jitterbug?
yeah,
On their
like
Jitterbug phones?
yeah." And I was like, "Good point." And I said, "Well, we what we probably should have put on the list, which Curtis suggested, was Dredd." With the remake of
Nice.
Judge Dredd. That was another good remake, and with Carl Urban.
I
Not
like
Carl.
him.
Is it Keith Urban? No, it's Carl Urban. Keith Urban's the
Urban's,
singer.
yeah.
Yeah, Carl
Carl
Urban.
Urban did
Yeah,
a great job.
yeah, and that was a really good remake. So that gets honorable mention. If and if we want to,
well, but to be fair to Clink, name a good remake from the 2000s. I mean, like I was looking at lists of like best and worst remakes and stuff like that. Like almost everything remade in the 2000s is just terrible.
just trash. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure no, that's I mean, like I already and King Kong and there's a couple good ones here and there, but
yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are recent remakes, and I didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
Like they're so bad, like they just came and went. I didn't even know they existed.
Rajneesh, you got any 2000s remakes? Anything this century that you think was a pretty solid
I'll
remake?
throw one in that isn't a horror movie.
What-
Arthur.
Arthur, yeah.
I did not see
I
that
didn't
one.
see that one actually.
Really?
I've seen the
I like
original.
Russell Brand, but
Yeah, Russell Brown was really good.
what
Yeah, maybe
ended
I
like
did see
Helen
it.
Mirren. Helen Mirren was his butler.
No, I didn't see it. I
It
didn't
was
see that
fucking
one.
good.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He has a pretty good English accent too. Not bad.
well, and they like a lot of the lists that I was looking at were really downing on the remake of The Longest Yard. Um,
Oh.
and I'm a fan of that one. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I like them
I
both.
dig
The
it. Like,
Longest Yard.
yeah.
Who's in that?
Adam Sandler
Then Adam Sandler was in the remake, and then a bunch of
and then
people.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah,
in the
you're
first
right. Rajneesh said RoboCop wasn't too bad.
one. I could have taken
I
it or
didn't
leave.
see it.
I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, it was decent.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, the problem is in recent remakes is it's a cash grab instead of focusing
It's
on remaking something good. And
That's right.
That is
Okay.
true.
Or
But
taking a different angle to it.
but here's the deal too. Like, I don't understand why they remake something that's already good. There are
Yeah.
so many like that movie. How many times you walk out of a movie theater and you're like, hey, that was pretty all right. I guess
Yeah.
good way to kill an hour. Probably
Yeah.
never see it again. Or you walk out and you're like, man, that could have been a really good movie if they would have done this, or if they would have had
Yeah.
a bigger budget or something like that. It's like there are tons of movies out there. And
Dude.
I always go back to anytime I always go back to Night of the Comet. It's a 80s horror movie
Oh
that
God, that's so
somewhat
good. I've talked about
it's
this
such
before.
a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Have you had like we just need to make out, Dustin, and get it over with.
Yeah,
but,
dude.
like,
Night of the Comet is so good, and their take on
I
kind of
know.
zombie-esque thing is like really good too.
And it goes from like this hopped up like peeny bopper tone, and then it gets fucking dark as shit.
Yeah.
Like it's
On a
like it's a
dime.
really
Yeah, on a
and
dime.
they could remake it, and it's not like this classic glorified movie. Like
Yeah.
I'll even admit the flaws in it. Like, but I every time I watch it, I'm like, man, that could have been a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah.
But like, pick movies like that, not like movies that we know are classics and
Yeah.
greats. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I do get it. It's money.
I saw on Disney because I have Disney streaming that somebody remade Turner and Hooch.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like,
Yeah,
what the
stuff.
Like,
what
why?
in the actual fuck are you doing to me right now?
Why? It's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Well, what do you think's the worst remake?
The Thing.
The Thing?
Out of our list, I don't know. Let me see our list
No,
again.
No, that's not even on our list. So The Thing is the worst remake, you think?
Yeah, they shouldn't have fucked with that. If they should have brought their A game like Dawn of the Dead if they were going to remake The Thing.
They didn't. They weren't going to do no practical effects for that. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed, Dustin, until like literally last year. I was like watching the YouTube video, and I was like, "Huh? What the hell are they talking about? They made the what?"
They remade the Adrian Barbeau movie, The Fog.
Oh, that was one. That's one of the worst remakes I've ever seen.
Yeah,
if not
I'm
the
a
worst.
big Adrian Barbeau fan. I look back on it now, I'm like, why was I so into her? But as a young man, Swamp Thing, I was just
makes sense. Yes, I was just about to say.
I just want to be
Swamp
the Swamp Thing.
Dude, Swamp Thing series was really good. Did y'all see it?
No, I didn't, but I was stoked on it. Remember how super crunk I got over that when you told me about that?
Yeah, it was on DC Universe channel, which being the Marvel guy you are, you don't have that, but it's I'm sure it's on HBO Max. It was pretty solid. I was like, dude, this could have been good. It was.
I've been looking for it everywhere.
I'm sure it's on HBO Max. The Swamp Thing series. It was a DC show.
But do they own it?
They own it because all the DC Universe app shows, that was its own channel, and then once they made HBO Plus, they just pulled all of DC into HBO Max. So HBO Max is to DC as Disney is to Marvel.
Dude,
yeah, but
Warner Brothers owns it.
I think USA owned it or something. It came out on USA or whatever.
The old school. You're talking about the old school Swamp Thing.
I'm talking about.
There's a Swamp Thing series now.
There's a Swamp Thing series that came out on DC Universe.
Yeah.
DC Universe like a couple of years ago, and it's
actually
pretty solid.
I read about it a little bit. It's supposed to be more like true to the comic.
And they did Doom Patrol, and they did the Swamp Thing, and they did Titans. And Titans season 3 was pretty freaking badass, guys. If you haven't seen that, I don't even know if you're into that, but it's basically the Teen Titans, and it's really
no.
good.
I want to check that one out. Yeah.
It's really good.
Well, I want to check out Swamp Thing too. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was pretty damn solid. It was like Riverdale meets the Swamp Thing. But Riverdale's actually pretty solid for a show. It's actually pretty good.
I like Riverdale.
Rajneesh says Hollywood is too busy on creating cash cows and out of original ideas. If remakes are good, there's no issue. Cape Fear and Star is Born is good. It's pretty good remakes.
Hey man, Cape Fear was a good reference, bro. Cape Fear was real. Come out, wherever you are,
dude. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen the original Cape Fear?
Yeah, I saw the original Cape Fear, and it confused me as a young, as a teenager when.
Is the De Niro the remake?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I loved that movie. That was great.
That's amazing, and De Niro's so intimidating and so scary. And you see the original, and it's this
too. And it's like I believe he's like a scary badass,
like a crazy monkey.
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater with my parents. I remember him like grabbing onto the bottom of the car and like dragging, and then when he gets up, his back is all cut up. Like I was like, it's awesome. Like, dude, can a human do that?
When you see the original, it's this guy in like a cabana suit and a hat, just kind of following around, going, "I'm gonna get you, see?
Yeah,
watch out!" for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It's only
De Niro's like washed in the blood and like beating up hookers and stuff. Like,
that's how it was back then. They had the transcontinental accents. See, I'm gonna get you. You see? Yeah. Well, let's see. Well, what do you guys think deserves a remake? Anything? Or do you just like, if I like it, leave that shit alone?
Yeah. I'm on pins and needles over here. Did anybody even win?
We're gonna go. We're about to go. We're about to pull the stats up here in a second.
All
see.
Right.
What do you guys think?
What deserves a remake?
Yeah, anything?
Well, that's what we were going to put in for next week.
Okay, we'll do that.
So we can.
And real quick,
Did they remake Lost Boys?
No, but they made 2 very shitty sequels to it.
No, I know. Yeah. But they
So
could
far as
maybe
I know, they
remake
haven't
that.
remade it.
They could maybe remake that if The Rock is oiled up playing a saxophone and they put like a badass weave on it.
Oh hell yeah!
Fuck yeah.
You see this comment? I
Oh,
would like to see a
Oh, that would
Quantum
be
Leap
so
remake.
awesome.
dude,
Yeah, Leap.
yes.
Quantum
With
Leap.
Scott Bakula as the
Artie.
Artie.
Or,
Yeah, that would be super cool, dude.
And Nathan Fillion as Scott Bakula.
Yes, dude. That's the best thing I've ever heard. Nathan Fillion is playing.
Nathan Fillion is so good. If you haven't seen The Rookie, go see watch all the seasons and episodes of The Rookies. I think it's the best thing he's done yet.
Wow.
I have not seen it.
Wow.
What's it on?
Wow, man. It's probably on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually floored at that idea. I'm gonna make
That would be
make
awesome.
a fan casting poster that's got Nathan Fillion and it's got that's a really good idea. Like we need to make the internet
I feel like
make
they
this
need
happen.
somebody a little bit younger, like Ashton Kutcher's age,
Get out of
to
here.
play the Leaper, though.
Ashton Kutcher is
Because that's how old. That's how
He's
I'm not
a
saying
year
use
younger
him.
than Fillion.
Yeah, I'm not saying use him, but
how old is Ashton Kutcher?
he's probably my age, dude. He's probably like 40 something. But yeah, so that was
How
a
old
young
is-
Scott Bakula.
Ashton Kutcher.
That's exactly why I picked it.
And make Scott Bakula
He's
have
43.
really big like eyebrows,
Ashton Kutcher's 43.
like
Yeah.
Artie did.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
and give him a
future.
little. It'd be awesome. We talked about it last week, but any more Scott Bakula on TV, I'm down for.
Yeah, dude.
Well, let's get to the
Welcome back to Baculitis.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
here.
Let's get to those results, man. I want to see those results here.
I'm even down for a Bakula.
I'm
Like
gonna-
Scott Bakula's Dracula.
Dude,
Bakula.
that would make
Send me
so
that screen share.
All right. Oh, let me.
You know that's not the green screen behind me. I just whacked that thing.
They can't see that.
The Lost Boys.
Oh, that's funny. I forgot that I didn't
Yeah.
put that up.
That's what I noticed. I saw us reflected
Oh,
in
it
it.
looks. Why does it look weird?
I saw us reflected in it. I'm like, Clint's totally fucking up. There's some kind of light.
Yeah.
And then I realized the green screen wasn't there.
Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
There it is. Right.
These are
right
the
there. Okay,
results
there it is.
of the polls.
I had the poll, but I lost it.
There we
I
go.
lost my poll.
All right, let's see here. We're gonna put this up.
Now, so again,
Oh.
One second here.
Wow.
Boom. Okay. You know what? We're gonna do this.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So I get that. So
Hold on.
the sixth category was if you didn't agree with us, fine. Like
Hey,
that's
you know what?
it's
I
not
like
it's
these
not one of
haters.
these.
Yeah.
But throw in the chat what you think is, and that's cool. Like I kind of get that, but
Yeah.
the Fly and Scarface getting no love, I don't get.
How is it a three-way tie? That's what I want to know. How do you think that Dawn of the Dead is not better remake than Dracula?
That
Are you
I think
trying to say that Bela Lugosi wasn't a brilliant Dracula?
But you know what we didn't put on here, Dustin, what you said earlier. The Thing. The original The Thing, or not the original, the 80s The Thing
Yeah.
was a remake. That's
Yeah.
that shit we then
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Maybe that's where some of these votes are coming in. Like and it doesn't have to be horror, guys, but this is what I
Me-
thot of. This is what we thought of.
Yeah.
Me and Clint talked
on,
about
man.
that, and we were already like, you and Curtis are really Kurt Russell heavy. I don't know if we should keep bringing that back. Just because my kid is named Kurt Russell Jr. and my second born is Kurt Russell Jr. Jr.
No, this is my son, Kurt Russell Jr., and his brother,
Yeah.
Come on. dude.
Scott Bakula
Yeah,
Jr.
Scott Bakula Jr.
I'm having all kinds of weird
And
things.
then
I got weird computer lag today.
Yeah.
Well, mine was a little laggy too.
Yeah, none of these, you morons, the haterade that you guys are drinking over there
Yeah.
is really inspiring me.
So we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
So what did they pop up, or could y'all see them?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we
we
see
got
'em.
we
We
got
got
him,
'em.
man. We
Okay.
got him. I'm trying to do one thing real fast,
See.
but I need this stupid thing to. We're done. Okay, so we got.
Uh, uh, don't-
Best Die Hard sequel. That's a hard one.
Then that's a cold
All
conversation.
right, so we got
buddy.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers 20%. We got Dawn of the Dead 20%. We got Scarface 0%. Dustin. We got Bram Stoker's Dracula 20%. So it's pretty even keel.
Yeah.
We got The Fly 0. We got 40% said. None of these, you morons, which is the appropriate answer, I believe,
Yeah.
for this.
But basically, I disagree with all of these, but tell us what you think is. That's okay. You can disagree with us. I think, and with Scarface and The Fly being older movies,
I'm so let down that
maybe people
Scarface was a
didn't.
remake.
Well, maybe people didn't know that. That's what I mean. Maybe
I
they didn't know
didn't
that
know that.
Scarface was a remake, and then The Fly. I mean, that's an old remake of a very old movie. So maybe they didn't know that either. Or
now that Scarface is like a remake, I'm pretty sure that like Oliver Stone has not ever had an original idea. There was already a Vietnam. Thanks a lot. You didn't need to retell that story,
Yeah.
Oliver Stone. There's already JFK already got shot. We already know that, Oliver Stone. The only thing was like Scarface, right? And there was already a fucking Scarface. Fucking A. Oliver Stone.
Yeah, what the hell, Oliver Stone?
well,
Yeah.
how could you even argue that? I mean, look how many hits he's had in the last
Yeah, you know
5,
who else
10,
has
20
hits?
years.
Like fucking dudes that cover already badass songs.
No, my point being, what has he done in forever?
Yeah, what have you done for me lately?
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Ooh, yeah.
We also had our suicide
Suicide.
blonde. Suicide blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're
Kicking it
talking
old
me in
school.
Clint's language.
Yeah, hold on. I got this
Dun,
coming.
dun, dun, dun.
No, not that one.
All right.
What's that? Where's that
This one.
QR code take me?
I don't know.
Just
Space.
just set
some
to the same
dick
poll.
pics.
We can either do it QR code or we
All
can
right, there
do
we go.
link. So more people. This actually kind of surprised me. As much hate as the original one gets. That's what I mean. I'm new to both of them, and as much
Right.
hate as the original one gets, many more people liked the more than double liked the original than the new one.
Man.
I think these fucking people that liked Suicide 2016 more are fucking people that collect like lunch boxes and shit like that.
No,
Shit,
the
memorabilia people.
I would bet a good many of them saw it and were like, "That movie was the biggest piece of shit." Blah 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 blah. And the new one comes out, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the original was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
I like
amazing."
Green Day way back on their first record. Almost.
Dude, there
yeah.
are a lot of passionate fans on
Yeah.
on Twitter, and I did put this on
Yeah.
Twitter. So there's I do have a lot of Aircut supporters.
I don't even have Twitter, so come at me, bro.
Yeah,
With your
they're
2016.
they're rallying for the Aircut to come out. So that
I absolutely want to see it.
Cool, man.
Yes.
yeah, I want to see it too, man. I'm like all about it. I want to see anything. Somebody the other day, I posted something and they were like, "No," it was Thomas. It was T.
Oh,
yeah.
T.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. No, it said no more cuts, and I was like,
well,
why? I was like, who cares? It like, why does that offend anybody? Like if somebody gets their cut out, like, cool. That's
Yeah.
just more stuff. That's like one more thing to watch. And if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Like
I think because Thomas, like, let me like.
careful, dude. You don't.
Right.
Don't
I know.
be.
Let me advocate on his
Don't be
behalf.
losing friends on my
I know.
show.
He has an
and Curtis's show
He has an attention to
and
detail.
your show.
He has an attention to detail.
Careful.
And he would like to see it done right the first time. He doesn't want to see a second try. You know what I mean?
I think you're right.
And
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
Yeah. And That's why I think we're at the place he's coming from. He wants to see it
I
done right. Put
I
your best foot forward. Don't like kind of waggle it out there, stick your toe in the water, and be like, "Oh, they want it better this way," and then you have a chance to like fuck around with your cut and then come out with it, and then you're a genius.
Hey guys, do me a favor. Look at everybody. Look into the camera and kind of go make a oh well or kind of thing because I'm going to take a screenshot of this and post it on Twitter.
I can't laggy.
Okay, that was good. Awesome. That'll
Now-
shake some shit up later.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll watch the janitor's cut. I don't care. Like
janitor's
That's what
cut,
I'm
that's
saying,
totally.
dude. Like,
I've seen plenty of fan edits that like completely change the way a movie feels. And it's just they're just ripping it off of DVD.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty cool how you can watch some fan edits and they just rip it off of DVD and just
I
like
think it's
move some
cool.
stuff around, get rid of a couple scenes,
Mhm.
and they can make a completely different feel. Like you they can make a hero a villain. It's neat how that shit plays with your brain, and
Curtis,
what you can do with it.
I know you're like into Star Wars a little bit, but Clint's old buddy Dirk told me there's a Topher. Is his last name Grace? Topher Grace from that '70s show. There's a cut
Yeah.
of the Phantom Menace where he cut out Jar Jar Binks and made the like movie flow better. It's like urban legend, and like George Lucas came and found out about it and like took it from him and said, "This is really good, but no one can ever see this."
this will never see the light of
I
day.
believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
But I don't know if it's true, but that's some crazy stuff.
By the way, shout out to that guy. He's hilarious.
Dirk, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, let's do a real quick. We got guys. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can let you know about future videos. If you want to help us out, tell your friends. That's how the message of Versus spreads to the world, and we appreciate everybody's been watching. And I just want to say again, share this, let your friends know about it. All right. Well, guys,
Yeah, we gotta get more people in here to talking. Y'all have been wonderful people, but we want to argue a little bit more. Arguing kind of makes it fun.
Rajneesh has been fantastic. Thank you very much for chiming in, and it helps us with the conversation too. Because
How about like Muppets
giving a lot of
versus
insight.
Sesame Street or something like that?
Yeah.
We're
Something
good.
really compelling.
Muppets versus.
Something really.
I actually was
something
thinking
really,
that, dude.
Something really polarizing. Muppets versus Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking best animated TV show. We could do something like that.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Not cartoon, but
Yeah.
animated TV. We could do cartoon as well, of course.
Yeah. Ooh, Simpsons versus like Family Guy or something like that.
Rajneesh said that's
Or South Park versus.
That's a travesty.
Ooh.
Pacino as Scarface is iconic. Say hello to my little friends. Yeah, and then he also said Nolan's Insomnia is incredible as a remake.
Which one?
I didn't realize that
a
was a remake.
I didn't know that.
You talking about the one with
Pacino and
and,
Robin Williams?
Robin Williams. That movie is brilliant.
Yeah,
Robin Williams is a serial killer. He's fucking incredible in that.
Yeah.
How creepy he is.
Does he have a
Imagine
beard?
if they remade They Live. I'd pay to see that. What do you think? You ever seen They Live? That's the
I
one with
just
Roddy.
hope to
Roddy
God they don't do it.
That's Roddy
because
Piper, right?
That movie is like
Yeah, how could you replace
sacrosanct
Roddy
to me.
Piper?
Like,
The fight scene.
I don't. You know what?
The longest fight scene ever.
You know what? He's too big because he's too big because it wouldn't fit the character. But I could see Cena pulling off Piper's role potentially.
Oh no! Don't say it, dude.
I'm telling you, like I don't know why. Like, and I'm not. I know they're both
Actually,
wrestlers.
they
I
are
get
kinda
that. It's not. That's
douchebaggy.
not what.
I
Yeah,
think
like,
he could do it justice. He's got the chops.
I mean, but he's got to lose. He's too big, and like Roddy wasn't that big. He
Yeah.
was a normal looking dude. But
I really like the plum smuggling jeans that he wore in that movie.
no.
You know what I mean? He was like, he was edging out Chuck Norris for best plum smugglers.
Oh boy! And then
You know what I mean? That was so awesome.
he goes on to say, editing can change the tone of the story structure of a movie completely. Don't understand the haters who think the air cut will be the same as the studio squad. They just don't know.
They don't know, bro.
People see people little goings on the internet, and they see somebody gets passionate. They're like, what is the big deal?
And I think my buddy Thomas is just like, hey, give me the best movie you can give me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me like a badass movie.
Yes. All right. Well, Curtis better be funny to end,
really-
end the show without
Yeah,
Curtis
totally.
on there.
That really got in my head when you're like, careful.
Yeah, dude. Careful.
I'm
Dustin sometimes forgets that we're on the
Yeah.
internet for the whole world to see, and he starts being funny.
I think
and
you
I know-
guys are actually my friends out there. I don't know. You're just waiting for me to say something stupid.
I've known you long enough to know
Yeah.
I can smell
Where it's coming along.
that something stupid's coming,
Yeah.
dude. I can smell it.
It's like loaded.
Careful.
Yeah. It's like when the firework, right before the firework goes off, it goes like real big.
Yeah, that's where the buzzer kicks in. Oh boy. All right. We're about to cut her down. Oh. Hey man, I almost ended the show. Without you. I thought it would be hilarious for you to come back and us be gone.
And I know y'all are waiting to peep.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, dude, Curtis, thanks again as always for joining in. Everybody at home in the chat, Rajneesh and Mr. Sharma and Rajneesh, and who else do we have in the chat? We got Rajneesh. Thank you, all of you guys, for chiming in and hanging out with us. We had a really good time. This is a new show. We just started doing it, and which is what a new show means. And yeah, if you have any topic ideas, or anybody who watches this later who's not on live with, if you got any topic, hit us in the comments. Hit us on our social medias. If you could find me on Twitter at the OG Clint Baker. Or you can find me on Facebook if you look up Clint Baker or the Clint Baker Show. I'm on Facebook, and if you prefer to watch us on YouTube, we're at youtube.com/Clint Baker Channel, and that's all the places you can find us. But Facebook, YouTube. Do you have anybody got Curtis? You got any socials you want people to hit you up at? We're gonna also be starting what was the what is the platform, Curtis, that you're setting up for us? I'm having a brain fart. It's not 4chan. It's the
Rumble.
It's not.
Ooh, 4chan. What? No. What I was gonna say is,
what is
so
the
we're
platform that you set up a Nowhere Bound thing for?
A Discord. We're
Discord.
God
damn it! Thanks.
Yeah.
We're gonna be setting one of those. I'm gonna have Curtis set up one. I'm just kidding. I think I already have one set up. I'm either gonna change the name of it to.
I think we've got it set up. Yeah, we just gotta.
Yeah.
Get it out there.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, we just got to get it out there and get it done. I don't have any. I mean, I'm on Facebook. I couldn't tell you what it is. I don't have a Twitter, or anything. But we're gonna be like, that's the thing too. We're gonna be posting stuff to kind of get you to tell us what we want to talk about, because we've talked about this over and over again. We're going to keep talking about it, but we want to hear what y'all want to talk about a little bit, and you might educate us on some stuff. We'll watch some stuff and be like, wow, that was great. Oh my God, I got to change everything I'm thinking about now. So we might put out some polls, or we might put out some questions, open answer questions. You tell us what you think, and we can talk about it, maybe throw you in here. Definitely get your comments, and kind of make it about geared more toward what our audience wants to talk about, while we're definitely going to talk about what we want to talk about. I don't know if we can fight that, even if we wanted to.
Well, everybody on
Kurt Russell will be part of the show,
Yeah.
regardless of what we're talking about.
I think it'd be cool to have like a mail call where, anybody that posts anything versus whatever, we take a short time to somehow frame and mention the person for participating in whatever. Even if it's something completely ridiculous or scandalous, we'll have time to frame it in such a way where we won't all get canceled.
Kermit the Frog versus Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely be posting some stuff on YouTube later, to where just some messages out there with some links and things, and we want to get your input. So, and on Facebook. So, guys, thank you again for watching, and I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna sign off. So, Curtis, thanks for joining. Dustin, thanks for joining. Rajneesh, thanks for joining, and real quick on the end, last thing he said, "Great show, guys. Love you, Clint. Never change. Great meeting you, Curtis and Dustin. Look forward to Super Team Megaforce. Man, I'll see you next Friday on that, and you'll see us on Tuesday too. We'll be back. So thanks again, man. And let's hit that outro music. Maybe.
Conan versus Beastmaster. Go.
Fuck yeah, that would be awesome. It says we're